her plan is a guy I can just spend time with, okay? Or maybe I can just have fun with, but I don't want a serious relationship with him. So depending on whom she wants you to be, she will present herself in a manner, okay? In a manner that will communicate to you she's also into you. And Hyjay paid, and at this moment she wants to get your attention, okay? By getting your attention, I mean, in the front end game, women will see your value. You will present yourself as high value and as this guy who fulfills hypergamy, but she will just treat you and assumes that you are just a normal average guy. Because when she sees you as that guy, she assumes and she treats you as just like a civilian. This will trigger you to pay attention to her. And then later on, you will make a move on her. Hi, Chris, welcome on board. Welcome on board, okay? In this moment, when you're trying to have a conversation with this lady, maybe you pay attention to her, okay? Eventually, you will like her. So she thinks you are a specific person, and her action will either reinforce you to pay attention to her, which means you will later on make a move on her. But remember, this is just a facade. You entirely do not know her, but she knows you might be a potential partner. You are carrying yourself as a high value, okay? And how you present yourself, she has to also get your attention so that you can make a move on her. Hear me first. I have a question. I don't see how it is possible for a hypergamous creature. So let me finish this before I answer your question, JPaid. So in the front end game, you pay attention to her and then you will make a move on her. But you do not know her. In the middle end game, trying to know her, she will present herself in a manner that you will perceive her as a potential partner. Because she will use a glittering facade depending on what she thinks will bait you. And the facade will be so glittering until one day it will all fall off, the mask will fall off. And at that moment, let me remind you, Isaac, the relationship has been working, everything is perfect, but now she can't hold the facade for too long. She can't pretend for too long. What will she do? She will eventually, okay, and finally let everything out. You have already invested, even you have a kid with her, you've been dating her, you realize she's anxious, she's avoidant, and extremely anxious, extremely disorganized. Okay? This is when the games, the chaos will start so that she can be in control and she can never lose a potential partner. And this is where now men start to understand that I was dealing with a different lady. This is a different guy. This is now a different woman. And she is consistently trying to control this relationship and control me. And unless she starts chaos, drama, so that it can communicate that she is in control and she is safe, because now controlling you confirms that the relationship exists. But later on, she will disregard you because she doesn't want a man she can control. But she thinks she wants a man she can control. But later on, she will feel less attracted to you and she will disregard you. But her actions are different. That is why there will be drama, chaos, and all that. Now, let me answer JPaid question, okay? I have a question. I don't see how it is possible for a hypergamous creature, okay, to truly love. If she truly falls in love, truly, then she cannot truly love. Love goes against her. mating and survival. Here's the thing. Hypergamy is a feeling, okay? And if I truly love you, then I am following my feelings and emotions. When women love with emotions, they don't love with logic, okay? But does loving you, okay, does the emotions fulfill hypergamy? I feel attracted to you, JP, right? And I am picking, when I pick a man under the influence of hypergamy, I don't mean dating up physically with assets, attractive, and all that. It's a feeling, okay? I know logically dating and fulfilling hypergamy is dating a man who is on a higher status, on a higher social status. That makes sense logically. But when women are picking men through hypergamy, they are picking under the influence of a feeling. Okay? So when she truly loves you through hypergamy, she loves you because that is how she feels, and you are fulfilling hypergamy, and that is what she feels. Women don't love, okay? They never love. They will only have a high cooperation because they like you and you fulfill hypergamy. The moment a woman loves you, okay, it is just a fleeting feeling that will fade off so quickly. So women don't love men. Women only love their offsprings. They will never love men. You have to understand that. But they pick men under the influence of hypergamy. And hypergamy is a feeling. It's how I feel about you and how I perceive you fulfill hypergamy. You might have the assets, but how does your assets make me feel? And how does your asset fulfill hypergamy? Do I feel insecure? Or do I just get attached to your assets? If I feel insecure and I am not good enough for you, you are not fulfilling hypergamy. So I will get attached to your assets, which means you are just a stepping stone to a next level until I feel like you are fulfilling hypergamy and you are not setting up the assets as the real reason why, okay? The real reason why I am dating you. You shouldn't bet your relationship on your assets that I'm dating Hannah. I have these assets. Now I am fulfilling hypergamy. Wrong. Disqualified. Low value, disengaging. So it is a feeling. Is she pleasing you? That is the feeling. Are you leading? Even when she tries to move you off center, do you move off center? Do you try to adjust to accommodate her? Do you entertain that narcissistic character, controlling character? When you call her out and then she lash, does it move you off center? Do you instantly overreact? Low value, exiting. Okay? Thanks. Thank you for your knowledge. No more thanks. Okay? So here's the thing. You don't need to have the assets, to have the six pack, to go to the gym and or look in a specific way to fulfill hypergamy. It's how she feels and she knows it. I understand that hypergamy is not necessarily going up in finance. That is a fact, okay? My point is that women don't love at all. That is true. Women love their offsprings, okay? You have to be aware of that, okay? You answered correctly. Now my point is that men didn't know that women do not have love. Now you know. Women pick men under the influence of hypergamy, and hypergamy is a feeling. And they never love men. They only love their offspring. That is why it's so hard when you have a kid with a lady. It's easier for the lady to protect the kid than the man. And you will even later on realize that the love goes to the kid, and the man can't be loved, okay, cared the way she used to love and care. Why? Because now love is in the equation, okay? And she is trying to pick between love for the kid and hypergamy for the man. But as long as she feels comfortable, she has a predictability of you are fulfilling hypergamy, she's comfortable enough, she's not even pleasing you, she will consistently love the kid and then ignore you. But until she pleases you, that confirms you are fulfilling hypergamy, which confirms she is building a relationship, she is investing, and then you show up to do what? To lead. Another question? Hi, Smanzi, Nelly, Alcodes, Genius Lady. Welcome on board, Alcodes. Okay. Chris Muspil, hi, madam, hi. Welcome on board. So that I think that is the one thing that most of you guys need to understand. Oh, most of you ask, so do you mean that a lady can feel highly attracted to me physically? Okay. And then she might even want to sleep with me, but I don't fulfill hypergamy. Exactly. You don't fulfill hypergamy. If there is no connection on a human to human level, she doesn't like you on a human to human level. Okay? And there is also more to that when she is understanding which feeling confirms you are fulfilling hypergamy. Okay? Feeling attracted to you, Isaac, fulfills a fantasy. Feeling attracted to you means I can get intimate with you on a physical level, and I feel attracted to you physically. You can fulfill me sexually. I can even sleep with you, but it has nothing with love, highly interested in you, but everything to do with I am just passing time and experiencing this moment with you. Okay? This message is held for review. Which message is that? Okay? I didn't know I put women on a pedestal up to now. Now you know, Martin. Welcome on board. So I understand that women love under the influence of hypergamy. And hypergamy is not finance, it's not the assets, it's not your six pack, it's not your attractiveness. It is a feeling. And until you fulfill that, which means she never has to move you off center. Sometimes she might be anxious or avoidant. She will retaliate. She will start unnecessary argument. When you react back, instead of using a calm tone and not reacting to that and not even entertaining that, but remaining calm and not entertaining that character, that is what fulfills hypergamy. But the moment you overreact back and react back to her retaliations and to her chaos instantly, that confirms that she has moved you off center, because she thrives off of that. She thrives off of that to create control and see if she can move you off center. She is consistently testing you, and you have to be aware of that. So a woman's attraction is mainly primal, run by nature. How so? So a woman's attraction is mainly primal and run by nature. Yes, it is in her nature. If that is what you're trying to 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 understand, okay? It doesn't matter, Isaac. It doesn't matter if you are a good man, you are attractive, you are the good guy. Do you fulfill hypergamy? How does she feel? Does she move you off center? When she tells you that she doesn't like that, do you try to convince her? Do you argue with her consistently because she's starting chaos? Do you call her out, not just on a flat tone, or do you call her out because you are reacting? Huh. I agree. Welcome on board, Edward. Welcome on board. Join my channel, be a member. Okay? Be a member and join my channel. Thoughts on why men who are respectful but silent with a neutral face and less spoken to are much more attractive to women of all types. Huh. They are unpredictable. They know their value. They don't need anyone's validation. They don't adjust their character behavior because Hannah is attractive and she is around. They are themselves. That is the trick. And anyone's existence, anyone's character, anyone's attractiveness doesn't move them off center. They remain whom they are. That is what triggers hypergamy. They trigger hypergamy. That allows women to naturally and effortlessly yearn and even want to be with these men. It's something that triggers hypergamy. And that is what women are looking for. It's just a natural thing that women will feel towards, and they will even want to date these men. And these men, they will never even try hard because they are unpredictable. It is intriguing, but at the same time, they can't be moved off center. At the same time, they can't be trapped. At the same time, they can't adjust their behavior to accommodate a lady who is attractive, who is yelling, who is trying to nag them out. They are not carers. Yes. This message is held for review. Let me hope your message was a genuine message. By the way, your microphone volume is a bit low, difficult to hear from my. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me adjust that volume. Thanks for the update. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you now hear me loud and clear enough? Let me hope so. I didn't know that actually there was an issue with the voice, okay? But okay, so let me hope I have solved that. Thanks, Pages. Thanks for the confirmation on that. And then, isn't that embarrassing to be so manipulative? For women, it is not. She's consistently maximizing hypergamy, trying to figure out who is the right guy for the who is the right guy for me, for security, okay? So that I can always be accommodated. Most of the women, it's not embarrassing to be manipulative. They are used to that. They have been living in that nature until you know that that is their character and you set your tone, okay? You set out your boundary. You lead, but you don't entertain those games around, okay? I don't call anything at all. I stay silent. As long as staying silent doesn't mean that entertaining that character. You can stay silent, but am I loud enough? Okay, have I fixed that? Am I loud enough actually? Am I loud enough? Tell me on the comment section. I don't call anything, okay, I stay silent as long as you reinforce boundary. It does work, okay? I agree completely. Yes, welcome on board, Edward John. Okay, JPaid, here is my final thought on that. Men are waking up to the fact that women don't have true love. And let me tell you something. Women can love you genuinely because of the feelings of hypergamy being fulfilled. and not true love, but it's the love of pleasing you, caring you, loving you in a form of showing affection, because they are emotionally attached, they are attached to you, they feel like they need to please you, and now they will be in a feminine frame. Okay? When they act and operate on that, they will have a mindset that they need to work so hard for that relationship. And that creates love and care for the man. Now, as a man, you have to measure things logically. I know there are too many variables involved, emotions, then actions, then behavior, then reactions. But you have to measure things logically to come up with a result, okay? With a result that does make sense, and it also conforms to the logic understanding of love according to biology and logistics. That is the data, and not by the feelings of a woman. Okay? Okay? I agree completely. Here is my final thought on that. Men are waking up to the fact that women don't have love. Women don't have true love. It's going to be tough for women when men suppress their natural instinct to love, protect, and provide. Here's the thing, it's going to be tough for women until women wake up. But when they wake up, they will need to please the man. So a man has to measure everything logically with data and using logistics. Okay, I'm doing this. Hannah is doing what? In this relationship, maybe I'm providing for the family. Am I getting something in return logically? Is she supporting me? Okay. Is she respectful? Okay. Is she cleaning the house, cleaning the clothes? Okay. She can clean the clothes. I can buy the food and provide. That is logic. Okay. Now, it is going to be tough for women when men suppress their natural instincts to love and protect them. That is true. Edward John, we are already there, Jay, but because we are there, we are the ones who have to set the rule. True. That is true, Edward. You have to finally set the rules. And you can do anything. Like men right now, they have the upper hand. But I think you haven't just uh, worked on that because you aren't aware of women's games and how they pick men. But once you are aware of that, you can set the tonality of that relationship by always showing up and leading and letting the lady lead. Okay, just a second. I have an when you do going to sleep. Yeah, okay, thanks. Sorry, it was an important message. I needed to read that. So, here's the other thing. Where volume is fine for me. Okay, thanks, fan. I'm fine. Thanks for the feedback if the volume is fine. Okay. Edward John were the ones who have to make healthy boundaries. Yeah, we are the ones who have to make. That is true. Like a man has to set a tonality for that relationship. And it has to happen in the front end game. The moment you give her power in the front end game and middle end game, your mode of operation will be measured on how you set the tonality of that relationship by how you respond, how you move off center, how you overreact, how you entertain her games, and how you are willing to adjust your behavior to accommodate her because she is attractive and you love her that much more. Okay? It is a woman's way of getting through life the best way for her and her offspring. True, that makes sense. Mima fan, welcome on board. The terrible thing is the right guy is every guy, but this perspective of hypergamy is an ideal. The right guy is every guy. True, but this perspective of hypergamy is an ideal. Makes sense, Edward? Sounds good. Thanks, Normas. Thanks. How are you? Moges or Moges? I'm fine. Welcome on board. Thanks, Martin. Loud and clear. Thanks for the feedback. Edward, I agree completely. Finally, Edward. Edward again. Welcome back, Edward again. Exactly. Level-headed no matter what. Level-headed no matter what. That's true. You set the tonality of the relationship and you make sure that a lady respects you. You can only be respected if you don't overreact to her reactions. You see, when you overreact, she will blame you for overreacting over something that she started. So it's not about her overreacting causing you overreact, but it's how you reacting back to her overreactions is a problem. That is why you can't overreact to her retaliations. You can't react back. That is love value. It doesn't fulfill hypergamy. Okay? Are you single? Sharif. Sharif, welcome on board. Welcome on board, Sharif. Edward, me no. Edward again, exactly. Okay, I see you. Alexa Zaza, questions, please. Come up with the questions, Alexa. There is this Nelima, where are your dancing gangster moves? My friend, that needs energy, efforts, and I'm also trying to set some office, okay, so that I can deliver things in a more professional way that most of you will understand and also connect with. So I can't always dance. I need to balance work-life balance. Sometimes we can have fun. Sometimes I can set a small office for you guys, right? Or maybe a room. Okay. Edward again. Yep, always goes that way, Green. Thanks, Edward, again. Mimi Fan, the worst thing you can do is act like a woman is better than you. That is right. Treat her like a human, not a... Exactly. Finally, someone said it. You have to stop seeing women as attractive women and see her as your fellow man. Not in a different lens, but on a logic way, that she is your fellow human being. Okay? You have to start seeing women as your fellow human being, not a man actually, your fellow human being, so that you can treat her as a human being and not as attractive. The only thing that is confusing you guys to entertain that character games, behavior, and test is always seeing her is attractive and not a fellow human being. When you see her as a fellow human being, you will measure the variables and come up with a logistic and data that is genuine and it has a balanced standard for you. It has a balanced analyzations for you guys. So J paid again. So why must a man bother to care or love a woman when her natural instinct is to always look for a better or different than him? What does a man get in exchange for his love? A man needs to get value, and the value has to be measured logically in a form of she has to be faithful, okay? And even when she thinks she can always do better, she has to be aware that that is just an illusion. But they can do that consciously, but subconsciously they always know they can do better. So why must a man bother to care? You have to put yourself first so that even when you do care, okay, even when you do care and she walks away, it doesn't need to affect you. That is why you can only care when you measure things logically. Like it has to be a win-win here, Jay. It has to be a win, and you have to see things logically in that way. Okay, she's taking care of the house, providing for the kids, okay? She's doing this, maybe she's washing the clothes and respecting me. I'm showing care. She's showing affection. She's pleasing me, taking care of me. I'm showing love. Because at the end of the day, it's just what it is. And until you wake up, it will complicate things for you guys. Let me hope that makes some sense. If I haven't explained it better, Jay, you can rewrite your question so that I can have a better understanding of it, okay? Edward, again, that is why stoicism is, yeah, again, that is why stoicism is important. Okay, join my channel and be a member. It's only $1.98 to be a member and be a gang of this family. This is a wave that men have to be awake to. J Extra the One, welcome on board finally, J Extra the One. I don't react, okay? I don't react, but I don't run from speaking up. If I feel disrespected, so I always walk away and try not to reward, but exactly. You know, for you, J Extract the One, the advantage you have is you don't react. So you don't reinforce that character. You don't show her that you are easily moved off center and her games are working on you, which is a win for you. And then you don't even run from speaking up. If I feel disrespected, depending on how you speak up, are you speaking up because you are reacting, or are you speaking up from a normal tone that is grounded, and how she is reacting isn't affecting you, but you just don't like her character? If you don't like that character, you speak up from a grounded tone. You have, my friend, you have the upper hand and you win. You have the power. Yeah, try not to never reward bad behavior. That is one thing that men have to be aware. Oh, I just need to give her time. Bullshit. You are rewarding bad behavior because she is attractive. Hello, Nelima. How to deal with witchcraft manipulation tactic through friends, neighbors, and family? Is patience in pain the only solution? Huh. You know, when you talk about witchcraft and manipulation tactic through friends, neighbors, and family, one ring, welcome on board. It has everything to do with your mindset. Okay? For example, witchcraft is the same as manipulation. Manipulation is witchcraft. And I can only be manipulated. Okay? I can only be manipulated if I entertain every character around and maybe I try to fix things. You can't fix things that can't be fixed. But it doesn't mean you entertain them. Are you getting the point? And the other thing is witchcraft is real, which means manipulation is real. And how you deal with it depends with your mental state of being. That's the first thing. The second thing is you never abandon your nature self. It doesn't mean it will be easy going through that, okay? It doesn't mean everything will be fine. But learning how to cope and go through that by not entertaining it and also not accepting it, not letting it get into your head, but you don't plan it. It has to come naturally. It's a practice on its own by always remembering that you have your one nature self. And your one nature self is this. We don't control the outside events. We only have control over how we perceive them. And at the same time, we reinforce the boundary. I don't have more information and knowledge on that, but at least this will help you. You can't change and you can't control the outside events, but you control how you perceive them because it's all here. You know, manipulating someone, you have to get inside their head. And when someone gets inside your head, then they are trying to steal your one nature self. So you will have to abandon your one nature self to fix the witchcraft, to fix the manipulation, and it's just a mental game, but you can't fix it. Okay? You can call it out, yes, but will it get out? Will it get inside your head? Maybe that is how they feel safe and control other people. That is how they live off of. Do you reinforce the boundary? Okay? Sometimes people say pray. Yeah, if you are a Muslim, pray, use a Quran. If you are a Christian, use a Bible. Yes, mostly does work for them. But at the same time, you have to understand it's a mental game, because even the Bible was written by a human being, right? A thought that has to help people. And the thought came from a human being. So it's all here. At first, let me hope that maybe made sense. I don't have more knowledge on that, but let me hope that will actually help you at least. Edward, yep, okay. But fellowship kills misery. How so? Star, your name isn't here actually. Fellowship kills misery. Mom fan, she has to follow your frame and lead, or you get nothing but disrespect. Exactly, and betrayal. She has to follow your frame and lead. You have to lead and follow your frame. You have to know your zone. Otherwise, she will disrespect you and you will get betrayed. That is true fun. And fun, if a woman does not follow a man's masculine frame or feel the man is masculine enough, she will run like, that's true. That's true. When you are masculine enough, she will operate from a feminine frame. But you can also meet with a lady who is operating from a masculine frame, depending on how she was raised. It doesn't mean you have to operate from a feminine frame. Again, it doesn't mean you have to operate from a feminine frame. She has to find a way to please you by trying to operate on a feminine frame, because that is what will show love and affection to men. Okay? This message is held for review. Which messages are held for review? Alexos Zaza, I have relocated and I have a neighbor who has been into me from friend's perspective, but I have behaved normal, but it seems as is complicated somehow. Okay, sorry. Let me reach out to you again question. I have relocated and I have a neighbor who's been into me. Okay. Who is, okay, that is a woman from friend's perspective. Okay. Okay, but I have behaved normal, but it seems she doesn't want friendship. She has masculine energy. What can I do? Alexa Zaza, I have relocated and I have a neighbor who has been into me. That is a woman, okay, from a friend's perspective. But I have behaved normal, but it seems she doesn't want friendship. She has masculine energy. What can I do? There is a possibility that she likes your normal character as it is right now, but there is also a possibility that she's into you to just have fun. Are you okay with that? To just pass time? There is a 90% chance that the relationship won't last. And she likes you because she wants to figure you out. Once she figures you out, she's gone. And why are you friends with someone who is into you? Hmm? Hmm? Unless we are dating, if she's into you, just exit. If you want a serious relationship, you can date her, but we all know it won't go anywhere 90% of the time. So are you willing to bet that on 10% chance? It's your choice, man. I don't think it's a good way, especially if she's your neighbor. It never ends well. You might not be the first guy she's into. You might be her 5th, 20th guy. I don't think it's the right thing. But you know what? You do you, man. Do you. Okay? So we are cooked from the beginning. Crazy. 561 and K, welcome on board. Crazy, interesting, but that is how we learn, right? Yeah, finally. Do you have more questions? I hope I have answered. Sorry for that. I hope I have answered all your questions. And finally, you guys, you can go to sleep. Okay. Thanks for the advice. You are welcome, Alexis Zaza. Let me hope actually I have helped you. Okay. And why is this message held for review? The question was, okay, I am not, I am in no contact for 6 months without asking for, oh, I know why it was held for review. You talked about sex, okay. I am not in contact for 6 months without asking for X, okay. X is the sex. I just kissed and she gone for no contact. Women are so crazy. They are. Actually, they are. Any other questions, guys? I want to go to sleep. Join my channel and be a member. And join me up. I've remained with 14 minutes. Let me hope I have explored everything and I have actually helped you guys. And let me hope this has worked for most of you. And you have learned something. And especially men who are trying to figure women out, you cannot figure her out. You have to figure yourself out. Know your triggers, okay? Secure yourself. Put yourself first. She has to please you. You have to lead. Don't be swayed and be trapped by her games. Don't try to fix her. Don't try to react back to her retaliations, to her chaos, to her drama. That only traps you. That is where there is psychological torture and emotional turmoil that I want you guys to move away from. Women can easily please you if you are aware of your value, and your value is a man, as I always say. You don't need the assets, you don't need the six-pack, you only need to lead. That alone can fulfill hypergamy. And the assets, the six-pack, the attractiveness is just an added aspect or an added physical being that reinforces a specific feeling that already exists in that relationship. And the feeling is hypergamy. Let me hope that makes sense. Okay. Finally, I have around 13 minutes. Do you have the last question? So I hope men are aware that women cannot love, women only love their offsprings, but women can show love and care and be affectionate if they can please you, which means they have to work so hard for that relationship, and it has to be something she's also trying hard to sustain, and not you trying hard, pleasing her, caring, loving, doing everything and expecting it to work. Just have fun. It's not that serious, but don't expect it to last forever. Okay? She is bent on not following my lead. F, F. That is your name. Welcome on board. Okay. Don't have a better view on that. FH. Red blueprint. So, here's the thing. So, is it that women absolutely have to be hypergamous? It is in their nature. Okay? It's not that they have to be, it is in their nature. Like men have their own nature of operating, which is the nature of leading. And women being hypergamous, it is in their nature. That is how you see things that allows you to always how to lead, to always know the way forward when with a lady and not try to want it to work if she doesn't want it to work. How to lead, Drick Calloway. Welcome on board, Drick Calloway. How to lead. Okay. If you want to know how to lead, there is no system, no specific direction, no specific channel to know how to lead. You just be yourself, okay? You direct. You tell her to do things for you. Okay, I have this thing. I wanted to file some papers, Hannah. Okay, can you finish this for me? That is leading. I'm going out to get some food. Can you prepare the shoes for me? She will automatically start pleasing you because you are leading. Okay, I need to wear that shirt tomorrow. Have you ironed the shirt? When she says she hasn't, okay, can you please iron it for me? If please can't work, just tell her, okay, I will need to wear it tomorrow. She will iron the shirt. That is leading. Okay? I'm going out. I need a pair of shoes. She will give it to you. That is leading. Like, leading doesn't have a specific system. You just show up and then you direct. She pleases you. That is leading. She will be in a feminine frame. But you have to set that tone in the middle end game and front end game. If you don't set it in the middle and front end game, in the back end game when dating and having kids, it will be hard to now try and convince her to have a different mindset that you are leading. Because now she sees you differently. Now it's a different scenario. Okay, how to lead. So let me hope that made sense to you. Calloway. Was it enough? Is it enough information for you? Aaron Bennett, welcome on board, Aaron Bennett. So most of you guys have to be aware that leading doesn't have really a specific, it doesn't really have a specific, what's the word? What's the right word? A specific system. Okay? That I have to do things this way. No. You just have to lead. You just have to direct. You just have to give orders. You are the man. And she will automatically get used to that. And she will please you. Let ladies initiate X first. It depends. If her body naturally wants it, she will. It's okay. But if you want it, you are in that nature of wanting it, you initiate it. You are leading. She will also want it. So it doesn't matter, she initiates first, you initiate first. Okay? But at least let her also have a high cooperation that sometimes she will initiate it. That is if you guys are in a relationship. But in the front end game and middle end game, when you're just dating, be the guy who initiates it. I mean, you're leading. Right? Is hypergamy in your nature? I am a woman. I'm not different. I will act the same way. I will use the same games that I might not even be aware. I am a lady. I'm not different. Aaron Bennett, thank you. You're welcome. Anytime you are welcome. I have 5 minutes. If you have your questions, you can hit them up so that, yeah, today you guys had a lot of questions because I came live so late. I'm trying to balance the time zone so that I can have conversations with you guys. So know that most of the time, even when a woman is overreacting, she's not overreacting. She is testing you, testing your nature self. If you can abandon yourself and move off center and react back. Yeah, she's reacting logically, but in her world, she's testing you and testing the relationship to figure you out and figure how safe she is in that relationship. When you overreact back and respond with that reaction, She's not safe in that relationship because you can't lead and she can easily move you off center. That is what we call controlling. A daily cut. Welcome on board. A daily cut. What is your question? Why is that potato staring at me? which which potato? Do I have potato here? Or maybe in the comment section. Adrian Agigi, welcome on board. Adrian Agigi, do you have a question? What is your opinion? Is a high quality man characteristics in relation to women and other men, finding and following your passions? Expand your question, Adrian Agigi. What is your opinion? My opinion for a high quality man is a guy who can never, I'm feeling like there is, I don't know if it's me, but there is cold, too much cold. Okay, so sorry guys. A high quality man is a man who doesn't adjust his behavior to accommodate someone, and people's existence don't make them feel uncomfortable. So it doesn't matter how attractive a lady is, okay? It doesn't matter how she acts, even when it doesn't show, even when, yeah, there is too much cold. It doesn't matter how someone who is around him acts, be it an attractive lady, if she's narcissistic, if she's controlling, that doesn't change him so that he can adjust to accommodate anyone or to please anyone or to feel safe around anyone. But he is himself. The other thing is he never abandons. This is the one thing I will consistently repeat again, and again, and again, and again. He will never abandon his nature self. The one nature self is the self that once you abandon it, you will eventually be trapped psychologically, because you will want to understand women's games. Why is she acting this way? I need to adjust. Maybe I need to act the right way. Maybe I need to do this. Now that means you are abandoning the nature of the oneself. He doesn't do that. He follows his passion and his calling. What is his calling? His calling is not the, what's the word? It's not the career. His calling is accepting himself, okay? And the nature of oneself that existed before the career. He trusts himself. He has the confidence. He doesn't need any validations. That is the calling. That is a high value man. Let me hope that makes some sense. I haven't expanded it on a larger explanation because I hope that makes some sense. What are the odds of finding a woman that will cooperate? They all seem to think alike. It depends on how she perceives you. If she perceives you as a potential partner, there is a higher chance that she will have a higher cooperation. And you can know that she has a higher cooperation in the front end game and also in the middle end game. When you text her, she will reply instantly. It's not entirely a confirmation that she has a high cooperation, but there is a possibility, an 80% possibility, that she sees you as a potential partner and she likes you. Okay? When you set up for a date to go on a dinner with her, she wouldn't always actually postpone and act as if she's busy. No, no, no. She will make it easy for you, and she will make it easy for you, and she will show up. Okay? Work more on yourself, Terminator. Terminator, what are your questions? Because Frank is telling you to work more on yourself. Welcome on board, Frank. Terminator, what are the odds of finding a woman that will cooperate? Okay, they seem to think alike. You will know. I hope that helped you actually. Adrian Agig, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. I think you should make a video on it. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. It's more of accepting the nature of the oneself, having the confidence, okay, and then not relying on someone's or anyone's validation. That is a calling. So when you go to work, it's just an added thing and it's not a calling. And you're not expecting that work to make you happy. But you are entirely happy, or even not happy, but you are okay with your nature self without the outside's validations and trying to go and maybe cater things. You go fetch the assets and expect to be fulfilled. Getting the assets is just an experience that we are all trying to enjoy and experience, but at the same time we are just here to act because everyone is on the world and trying to act, or maybe they do something for themselves, if that makes sense. FH, is it okay to remove affection? Okay, if she's competing for control over me by causing chaos. It depends. If she's controlling you, that is abusive. If she's consistently causing chaos, later on at night, if she makes a move on you, is that toxic? Is she making a move and showing affectionate because she wants to control you? Give her enough time. Don't reciprocate back. Set your tone. Set your tone. Just tell her, I understand your feelings. You are affectionate. You want to get intimate. I understand those feelings and emotions. And, not bad. And I don't accept the character. Which character? Disrespect. I don't entertain the character. And until we work on that and adjust, I feel uncomfortable getting intimate with you. You set the tone. You lead. You direct. Man is the mountain, women is the water. Okay, makes sense, man, fam. Fam. I'm strong mentally and also very affectionate. Okay. FH. That's cool. Congratulations for you. What does it mean if she comes over without a date? She wants to pass time with you. You're a backup plan. She doesn't want you to fuck her. She will want you to think that she wants you to fuck her. Or she just wants you to do it. And you are a fuck body, not a guy she can date. Are you okay with that? Have fun. You are a grown up. I can't tell you not to go and hit that ass. Just remember, there is a payback for that. But have fun. You're a grown up, right? You make my day with your live. your live. Thanks, Aaron Bennett. Welcome back. No, lolo. I'm not okay with that. With what, Calloway? I'm not okay with that. Okay, explain it more before I end the live. I want to end the live instant right now.